This here is our ultraviolet reactor. How it works is there's a light bulb in the center of this, which shines an intense, basically it creates sunlight inside this canister, and it's going to be the light bulb in the middle is going to shine light out onto a reflective surface on the outside of your water chamber, which reflects all the light back into it, so you get double the dose as the light's bouncing around inside of this reactor. Now how UV works to disinfect, the light beams coming off of here are so intense that it punctures the pathogen's outer shell or skin membrane to get inside of it and scramble the DNA. Now the UV does not kill the pathogen, but makes it inactive so it cannot reproduce or multiply once inside your body. Now how this works here, we got water flowing into our reactor at the bottom here. Inside of this there's a quartz sleeve that runs the length of it, and our water goes on the outside of the quartz sleeve with our light bulb sealed inside the quartz for maximum coverage inside the unit. Now we have a flow meter down here that'll detect if there's water running through the unit. We have a UVT sensor on here, which gives us a signal that the intensity is correct for this unit, which you'll read off our comm center. Then after here, we got a actuator valve that once this unit gets to a temperature and a timed pre-warm up, this will open, allowing water to flow through your system. This will not start until it's met the preheat warm-up cycle. So your system will be on standby until this does a warm-up cycle and reaches temperature according to the sensor on our screen. Now these light bulbs inside here have an hour time limit they can run, which we get off our comm center, which I'll speak to in a moment. So first, to begin our maintenance on the system, we got to isolate it from the rest of our system. So we close valve 585 because we don't want the rest of the system draining out while we do this. We got to bleed pressure off by opening here and draining the water out. I don't know, it's gonna be loud. Then we'd also isolate our valve on the outside of it. Or this one here, sorry. Close this one to isolate this side. Now the first thing we got to do is change the light bulb. So you pop the wire tab off the top, lifting straight up on the plug-in, being careful not to break off this tab inside the unit. Then we take the bulb here, turn it and lift out. Being careful not to touch the glass, as any fingerprints or smudges on there will be cooked on to the light bulb, which then will create a shield for protecting the light from getting out to doing our disinfection on the water. So from here we begin our process of removing the quartz sleeve. Once this is draining, we can pull it off our bottom cap. Using our screwdriver, we pull the screw out. This side. And then we can pull our top cap off by rotating at a quarter turn, and it pulls off. Put it off to the side. And then we need our sleeve removal tool, which comes with this unit. We need a screwdriver. And we also pull this bottom cap off. Now I need a bucket, a little one. So when you pop this bottom seal out, the water from inside the unit will drain out the bottom. You put your bucket underneath, you place this inside your quartz sleeve, stick your screwdriver and just pry up on it. Keep pushing until it comes out the top. And then you make sure you put this back in the case. Once that seal has been broken, you can slide your quartz sleeve off the top and make sure you grab your O-ring out of the bottom. So then with this quartz sleeve, you want to check it for any damage, cracks, wear, tear, chips. And then we want to clean it we take the O-rings off. And make sure you don't touch this with your bare hands, otherwise your hand oil, the oils from your skin will get on here and cook on here once the UV turns on. So we're gonna clean this, wipe it off, and then we spray it down with some CLR, keeping your fingers off of it and doing your best to make sure there's no smudges on the glass. So, to reinstall this, you first put your O-ring on the top, just a little bit. And then we also, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, I did the wrong side. And these cord sleeve have up. I don't know whether or not you can see it. So make sure that's pointed up. So you put your O-ring on top and drop it back in through the top. I like to keep my hand underneath here in case it were to slip and fall out. And it's just a matter of lining it up with the hole on the bottom. Like so. Actually, we put our bottom cap on the bottom to hold it loosely in place. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. You come up in here, put your O-ring in, and then you take your upper cap. This device is designed to install your O-ring and place your cord sleeve at the right spot and hold it in there. So as you just tighten it in, that's the wrong way. So it drops in place, give it a twirl. It is a little stiff and it will pop everything into place. So once that's in there, you can take your bottom cap off again with your O-ring ready to go, the new one. You remove the bottom sleeve, the cap off. And then you place this on your quart sleeve, the new O-ring. Then you use your cap to set the O-ring and the sleeve in place. Just like so. Also at this point, we'd remove our sensor. Which these threads just spin out, and you have to wiggle the sensor out at the same time. So you can use your CLR cloth and wipe off the lens on here so you get accurate readings of your dosage being put through the UV system. And you put it back in, always making sure your writing is readable and not upside down. Wiggle it into place and slowly tighten. Now this is going to have to be tightened and you have to wiggle it in at the same time to pull the whole unit in past that O-ring. The next thing, we're going to install a new light bulb. Being careful not to touch the glass on your light bulb. Put this in. And on the top there are tabs. One is bigger than the rest. So you look for a slot in there to line it up. And then turn it into place. And once that's in there, you can reinstall the plug. Being careful with this tab again. Drop it straight in the hole. And lines up on your pins. And you clip it.